Hello and welcome back, I'm Sean, and today we're checking out a smartwatch that can rival what big brands like Samsung or Huawei is offering, but with a very affordable price tag. So will it be any good? Let's check it out. So starting with what I like about this watch is the screen, and I rarely see a mid-range watch with such a beautiful and high-resolution screen. It's got a beautiful large 1.6-inch AMOLED display with great vibrant colors, and the operation is also really smooth. And I also like the fact that you get pretty good materials here with the entire build quality of the watch, with the metal body as well as a ceramic bezel. Really makes this watch a really nice piece of tech to have on your wrist, and also the buttons on the side of the watch is also really high quality and looks good. I also like the battery life you get with this watch, and we will talk a little bit more about that later on, but you can bring this watch to a week-long holiday without bringing the charger and it will still last you till the day you get back. Really nice. And another area is also the tech and sensors that you get with the watch, and you also get a lot of stuff: accelerometer, gyroscope, which is pretty standard stuff. You also get compass, and on top of that you also get continuous HR monitoring, SPO2, as well as a dual band GPS. So the watch also comes with a 5 ATM water resistant rating, and fortunately there is also pool swimming and open water swimming sports tracking, so this is a legit watch that you can bring to track your Ironman races if you want to. And you also get a 2 years manufacturer warranty if you buy it original from Kieslect. And with some basic configurations, you can also pick up and make phone calls with your watch. So to the point where I think this watch could be better, and first of all, it's something that many watch out there is missing, which is the feature to detect ambient lighting and automatically adjust the watch screen brightness. So with the Kieslect, it's still a manual selection process, and it's quite annoying to move around at night when sleeping. Suddenly wake your watch up, lighting up the whole room because you forgot to put it in sleep mode. Another area I wish could be better is the heart rate tracking accuracy for some certain sports, and we will talk a little bit more about accuracy in a section later on. And also, unlike more popular brands that sell watches by the shipload, there isn't many bezel options that you get to choose with this watch. So you get a large size and that's about it. So you wouldn't be able to buy this watch if you are someone with a smaller wrist. And finally, this watch supports music to be loaded onto the watch itself, and you can connect your Bluetooth earbuds to the watch to listen to your music. That all sounds good, but it seems that the watch only supports a maximum of 30 megabytes of music to be stored on board, and that is probably 5 songs worth of storage, which is really quite odd. And with that said, this watch with all its features comes in at a nifty price of 449 Malaysian ringgit, or just about $100 US, and with everything that it offers and does, I think it's a justifiable price point. And if you find value in what you hear and like what you see so far, I hope you can support the channel by liking and subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so the YouTube algorithm can pick this up. And if you want to buy this watch, do check out my links below. So the battery life you get with this watch is also really good, and Kieslect rates it to have a standby or energy saving mode battery life of 44 days, but if you use it for your everyday use, it lasts about 15 days, and from my test using this watch for basic tracking, enabling every 24-hour tracking feature there is, it lasted over a week and a half, which is quite a testament to how they can put in such a lasting battery. But of course, if you use it with multiple GPS tracking activities, workouts, it will drain a lot faster. So from my test itself, when I went for a 5-kilometer run with GPS turned on, it drained about 9% of the battery. So the more GPS activities you use, the faster the battery will drain. So let's talk about the design of this watch. And the Actor comes with a very well designed, high quality build with many different combinations of materials to make up this watch. So at the top of the bezel here, Kieslect says that you get a ceramic bezel, which is smart because it's a stronger material and resists corrosion and scratches. And this is where you get the numbers and the compass direction. And below that, I believe there is some kind of alloy. So around the body here is mainly alloy. I don't think it's stainless steel. And finally at the bottom, it's a plastic material along with all the sensors, charging pin, as well as the Kieslect branding there. At the front of the watch, you get a very large screen, a 1.6-inch LTPO AMOLED display that is very high resolution, coming in at 480 by 480. And from a day-to-day use, you will notice how sharp the display really is. And you can see if I put it really close here, you can see that the screen here is super sharp. And I really give credit to them because very few mid-range smartwatches out there comes with such a high quality screen, and not to mention high quality watch faces that looks beautiful as well. So on the side of the watch here, there are 3 buttons, which are also mainly the back button or a button to turn off or on the screen. So if you are in any part of the watch, press this and you go back. So I'm not sure why it's written start over there. And below there is a rotating dial which you can use to access the menus, scroll through menus, and finally at the bottom, a sports button to access all the 150 plus sports that you get with your watch. So the watch band here is made of a soft silicone material, which is also easy to wear and not the sticky type of silicone. So it's very smooth to slot into the buckle itself, and it also comes with a quick release pin that honestly is tucked away very deep inside. So if you don't have long nails like me, it's quite hard to actually access it. So the watch comes with a very large 49.7mm bezel size. So this is quite a large watch. So if you have a thicker wrist, then this watch will look good on you. However, for smaller wrists, it might look a little too large. So let's talk a little bit about the watch interface. So the watch has a very familiar and simple watch face design, and if you're used to wearing smartwatches, then this wouldn't be too difficult to figure out. So at the home page here, you can take a look at your very beautiful high resolution watch face, and pressing and holding on the screen, so press and hold, will bring you into the selector for all your watch faces, and you can rotate the dial here to choose all the different screens that you like. So inside the watch itself, you can store up to 11 watch faces here and 6 that are pre-built into the watch that you cannot remove or change. So at the home page, swipe from the top to access your command center, and this is where you can access quick menus or settings to configure your watch. Swiping from the bottom itself, this is where you get to your notification center, and just to note, the notification here doesn't show your messages if you have pictures coming in, so you need to access your phone to look at the photos, and you can also get notification for receiving calls directly on the phone itself. Swiping from the left will bring you to like a quick access menu to some of the features that you often use, some weather information, as well as the onboard assistant that you can use right up here. So swiping from the right brings you through some of the cards or widgets that you can use to monitor your activity, some health information, and also access some sports. So that's everything here that you can see and customize. So pressing on the middle button here will bring you to a menu that you can also switch between list view or grid view. And here you can also twist the knob to move around and scroll through the entire watch menu. The top button here is a back button, so if you press here, it will bring you back one screen, and if you press it again at the home screen, it will turn off the screen. And one thing to note about the always on display that you have here, if you access the always on display on the watch itself, so if you swipe down and you go to the other page, and at the top here, right corner here, you can click on it, and this is actually your always on display, but it doesn't have a feature for it to turn on forever. So if you select the maximum of 30 minutes, so let's say I were to do 30 minutes, it will tell you the screen will keep turning on, keep itself turned on for 30 minutes. And it's very good, it doesn't turn off, but the moment you turn off the screen itself and you press it back on, the always on display will not be enabled again. So you can see the screen actually turn off itself. So not the best type of always on display as per market standard. So that's pretty weird. The bottom button here lets you access all the sports tracking features that you have. You can use this to start any of your activities. And the good thing here is that with this Actor watch, you can actually add any of your favorite sports directly into the watch itself without needing to go into the app or pre-configure it. So it's very useful. So just scroll all the way to the end and you can customize a new sport. So the Kieslect app is very typical to most smartwatch app out there, and in the homepage here, this is where you get to see your information about your health, your activities, your sleep. You can also click on any of them to take a peek into more details about them. So under the exercise tab, this is where you can start your workout and also track your activities using the GPS of the phone itself. But this is not for you to view your past workouts. To do that, you need to go to the homepage and access your history under sports record. So under devices is where you get to see the battery percentage of your watch, and here you can also access the watch face markets with hundreds of watch faces you can go through, and they are all free. So as I've mentioned, you can store up to 11 watch faces in your watch, and 6 of them are non-removable. So below here, there are more settings to configure your watch even more, and such as your notification, your health tracking settings, your storage of music, and finally, as I've mentioned, you only get 30 megabytes of storage, and if you think about it, that's 5 songs if each song is about 6 megabytes in size. And if there is a new firmware for the watch, then you will also be prompted to update it. So that's pretty much all the features you get with the Kieslect app. Alright, so let's talk about the accuracy of this watch. I've did a few workouts with it, and I want to share with you about the performance that you get with this watch. So when tracking a HIIT workout, with me wearing the Actor on my left wrist and Apple Watch Ultra on my right, I noticed that the calories count and heart rate of both watches are very off. So I'm familiar with how my heart heart rate actually performs, and when I was doing about 150 to 160 beats per minute and I was panting already, and the actor registered a heart rate of merely 110 BPMs, which I know is totally wrong. This in turn also affects the calorie count, and granted most watches also have different algorithms to calculate calories, but with the actor itself I noticed the HRIT heart rate tracking is pretty much quite off. I then went to do some walking on a treadmill, which is a good test to check on the movement accuracy, and the actor tracks heart rate accurately this time. So with any running spots I noticed it's quite accurate and often is in sync with the Apple Watch Ultra and the treadmill. So sometimes being off by 2 to 3 BPM, which is still fine. However, from a distance perspective, it tracked a lot further. So when I did about 900 meters of walking, the actor is already registering about 1.12 kilometers in distance. So using the onboard dual band GPS is also pretty accurate, and it does track it very well. And since it's been raining every day here where I live, I haven't had the chance to go out and ride my bike in a very dense forest to test out the dual band GPS capability. But running on the road with open sky sees very accurate results from the GPS, and at the end of the run it differed with the Apple Watch about 100 meters from my 5 kilometers run. So you also get a lot of information about your run inside the app, and it's really helpful. So if you want to use it to track your runs, this is a really good watch. So from my test, heart rate is very accurate between the two watches for running, and most times when I look at the watch, it's only off by 2 to 3 BPM. Overall, I would say that this watch is accurate in some of the more popular sports. However, with niche sports like HIIT, it may not be too accurate. So overall, a beautiful smartwatch, very well designed, and that screen is just really awesome looking. However, if you're serious about tracking your workouts, note that as of this review, some of the spots I've compared with my Apple Watch Ultra is not so accurate. So this might be fixed in a future firmware update, but I don't have information about that. But if you want to get a dual band GPS smartwatch with a beautiful AMOLED display, then I think this is really worth every penny. And if you want to check out a recent smartwatch that I've checked out and reviewed, and that's probably one of the best rugged and cool smartwatches in the market, so you definitely need to check out a video right over here about the Huawei Watch GT5 Pro, and I'll see you over at that video.